Finding objects in the river, I've been working on that for probably 10 years or so. Friends and folks that I paddle with have always given me a hard time about being a salvager, and so I'm dragging logs down the river, or my boat's full of flip-flops or whatever it is. So 10 years or so. In San Marcos, I started collecting the flip-flops in 2010, the summer of 2010, and that year I collected 1,300 flip-flops from Memorial Day till a week after Labor Day. Last year I collected a little over 750 flip-flops during that same time period. In addition to that, I also collect bobbers, and I collect tennis balls and pick up trash and that sort of thing. So it's, thousands and thousands of pieces, I'm sure. The reason I started collecting the flip-flops was that just every time I go paddling in the river, I would see flip-flops. I would just see a lot of flip-flops in. And it just bothered me to know that, most of those flip-flops were coming from people who probably didn't know any better. They were using, flip-flops because they were cheap to take in the river. And I was trying to figure out some kind of an art project that would show people that, this is a trash load, a pollution load on the river. And, you can stand up and preach to people all day long about how they shouldn't pollute, but if there's something that's more strikingly visual, something that can grab their attention, then you might have a better chance of getting the message across. I typically paddle from City Park, the Lions Club Park, down to Old Bastrop Road. It's about a 6-mile stretch of river, and there are a few spots, like just above Cummins Dam, there's a strainer, a tree in the river that catches a lot of debris, and so it's always a place to go. Same thing below Cummins Dam, or not Cummins Dam, but Capes Dam, same thing there. There's a couple of trees that are down in the river that just collect a lot of trash and garbage, and so you hit those spots and you pick up as much trash as you can. The most common items are by far water bottles. Everybody these days seems to take water in water bottles on the river instead of taking a container that they can put water in and then reuse. I guess probably the most uncommon thing I've ever found in the river was a bumper for a Mustang. I found a fire extinguisher one time as well, so kind of odd. Well, it's always interesting when you find things you can't explain. It's like, why would you find plastic carrots in the river? Or why would you find a globe in the river? Just odd things from time to time. No real explanation. I spent a lot of time in Hawaii earlier in my career, and I really liked the Pacific art, Polynesian art, and so I do a lot of wood carving that reflects that kind of work. I also think that petroglyphs are really interesting. There's a lot of mystery around that process, looking at those things and trying to interpret what they really mean. And that primitive art style just appeals to me. I kind of jokingly say I'm a primitive artist because I'm not any better than that. But it's fun, I enjoy that style.